The 5 accused of fraud and corruption in a feasibility study in the Free State will appear in the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court today. They are facing charges relating to the nearly 25 million rand allegedly paid by the Free State Department of Agriculture for the feasibility study on potential farming projects in the province. Let's now take you live for the latest to our SABC News reporter, Aphumelele Mdlalane in Bloemfontein. Aphumelele, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. What can you tell us at this point? What's happening?
Morning to you and also to the viewers at home. We are already at the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court where 5 accused who are supposed to be appearing today, but unfortunately due to COVID-19 regulations, they will be appearing in absentia. We must remember this case dates back to 2011, whereby the accused were involved in the fraud and corruption case at the Department of Agriculture, whereby we know that it's Morosi, it's Sylvia Dlamini, we have Peter Tabete. Those were officials of Department of Agriculture. We have Dinesh Patel, who is the brother-in-law of Iqbal Sharma. Also, they were involved. We know that there's also Nulane Investment Company that received about 24.9 million rand from the Department of Agriculture to do a feasibility study. But unfortunately, when we hear from the NPA, or rather the arguments in court when we were here last time, we heard that only 1.5 million rand was used and all other money was siphoned to the Gupta family. We must remember that it's 17 people, including companies that are involved in this case, who are back now here. And we also heard from the NPA Investigating Directorate saying that they are ready and they think that they have the watertight case. But we have not been allowed to be inside court, but we've asked for the permission to be inside. We just want to understand what's going to be the dynamics this time around because of COVID-19. But so far, we know that it's factual that the accused won't be appearing in person, but the proceedings will continue. There will be a defense team, there will be the NPA just to continue with the case. And also we'll be talking to the NPA Investigating Directorate later on just to understand the dynamics of this case. But we also know that 4 of the accused have since been released with 10,000 rands bail, but only one, which is Iqbal Sharma, who will still remain behind bars. And it was said in court that he is a flight risk, and also he never disclosed his amounts on his ISA global account back in the UAE. We're talking about 260 million rands that he never disclosed. And also it was discussed that he has many passports because he's been around the world, so he stands to be a flight risk. That's why he's still behind bars. We will just understand today whether what is going to be said about Iqbal Sharma. And we know that the defense team always been saying that, or rather arguing inside court that he's supposed to be released on bail, because we must remember that he's also involved in other fraud and corruption charges that relate to the Transnet money laundering that cost 7 billion rand. That's where the defense team was saying that he is supposed to be afforded bail because he also has other cases pending, but he never flee the country. Why would now he flee the country because of this? But we will hear from court, but we're not expecting to see court full to capacity, because already now they're making sure that there should be compliance of regulations. But when we were here last time, we understood that today it's supposed to be the time whereby they are asking the court for trial date, because we know this case will be moving to the High Court, and the NPA has already said that they have the watertight case and they are ready for trial as they are done with the evidence on their side.
Appear that this case is just the beginning and we are seeing more heads to roll. So what are your thoughts or what are your reflections in terms of whether there will be other people, high-profile persons who will be implicated in this matter?
They did mention that since I did mention that the 17 people, including companies, we know that the Gupta family is also implicated in this matter, and they did ask for, or rather permission for extraditing them from the countries that they are at. But that is still a process. They did mention that it is a process, but they are in communication to extradite those that are abroad to come back. But for now, it doesn't mean that now the case has to stop or wait for all those implicated to be part of this case. They will proceed, even though we know that the Gupta family are largely involved in this case. We must remember that it's also it's related to the SD9. We know that also the SD9 dairy Fred, it's the project that was meant to alleviate poverty here, and the would-be beneficiaries never never benefited. So this is a similar scandal that is happening, and we know also on the Estina, the Gupta family were also implicated there in the Estina, and that case was since provisionally withdrawn. But we're seeing the same faces of the Gupta family being implicated on this case. So it's a matter of time from the NPA investigating directorate to make sure that all those implicated, they come to court. But now they were saying that they are confident that they will continue with the case regardless of the pending other accused.
All right, Aphumelele, I'm going to let you go for now so you can be an ear and an eye on the ground for us. That's our reporter, Aphumelele Mdlalane, speaking to us live from the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court, where the fraud and corruption case involving a feasibility study in that, in the Free State is currently in progress. But the South African Police Service is expecting the vaccination drive of its more than 180,000 members to kick off this morning in Soweto in Gauteng. The Police Minister General Begicele and the National Commissioner of the South African